Good evening and welcome to the February 17th, 2026 meeting of the Hampden Selectboard and Board of Health being held in the Townhouse in the large meeting room. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We are meeting and broadcasting on Zoom. We are also recording the meeting. Is there anyone else recording the meeting? Kristen from the Hampden Warren Times. Welcome, Kristen. Okay, do we have any minutes to review?
2 sets.
Hot dang.
Just came in. February 3rd and February 9th. Literally just came in.
Oh, so. All right, so the February 3rd meeting, we met with the Water Commission. We talked about the potential of expanding the water district to include the southern part of Main Street that we put the well in next to Academy Hall. If we connected, we would then not need to pay for the maintenance of that well, things like that. It would only be adding 3 homes, and the commissioners felt that the system could easily handle that, something we were going to explore. The one requirement would be that we would need a town meeting article to expand the district formally, which would just be the church, the parsonage, Howlett's house, and the little house next to the parsonage, I believe are the ones in the district. We again discussed, we discussed our budget. Brian had brought a preliminary spreadsheet. Sherry Himmelstein came in to talk about a potential for land acquisition. I believe it was the green property off of South Road. And that was a very short meeting.
To approve. Motion to approve minutes.
Oh, hi.
Aye.
Second. Thank you, Greg. All in favor? Aye, Derek.
Derek, yeah.
Oh, huh?
Derek.
All right, great. The meeting of February 9th. Eva came in, we had a public hearing on early voting decision, which the board agreed with the town clerk not to offer early voting for the town election. Brian updated us on updating the charge for the EV charging station. Again, a review of our budget, a little more completeness this time, as we had a better sense of some of the external costs coming to us. We talked about town meeting coming up. We did some goal identification. And that was it. Again, another fairly short meeting.
So moved. Rule.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We need a name.
John.
Yeah, we got one.
Okay.
I was gonna say John, but we already have one.
Yeah, right, it wouldn't work, yeah.
Oh.
All right, great. So we have before us the advisory committee. Welcome all.
Thank you. We're here to get your thoughts on COLA for the upcoming budget. We discussed it a little bit. We talked about what we felt was right. My understanding is Social Security is about a 2.7% increase.
It's actually, I just checked before coming to.
You did?
2.8.
2.8%, okay. So just wondering what your thoughts are, and if you have any recommendations or.
The last couple of years have been 2.5, right? Was it in the, I mean, a few years, last year was 2.5, and
Higher
then,
before that.
was it 3 the year before?
It was 3 the year before that.
And then a few years ago, we did the 4.4 thing.
Big one, yeah.
Right, yeah.
You know, what the latest inflation number was 2.4%, the one that came out this month,
Okay.
so down from 2.7.
Mhm.
Each 1% on basically the Collins covered employees, it just raw, salary number is 18,500 for 1%. Add in the extra IRS employer taxes and the impact on Hampden County retirement, you can probably just figure 20 grand for every 1%. I will also remind that all the people on the Collins study also get steps. Every other year they get a step, which is good for 2%. So statistically, half the people will get 2% this year as well as the COLA.
So possibly another 20,000 at that point. If you figured the 1% for everybody, 2% over half people, be another 20, okay.
Yeah, it's, you know, not everybody.
It's not, roughly.
Days when somebody leaves and we get a lower cost, a less experienced employee, the costs go down, so.
No. So potentially a 2.5 would be a $50,000 impact roughly to the budget.
Yeah.
As with the step,
No, that's separate from the step.
separate from the step,
Separate step could be another 20,000 on top of
so
that.
70,000.
I think our consensus was anywhere from 2 to the max of 2.7%. It was 2.7, but.
Just to share, we did close the highway contract, and that was, we set them at 2.5% for 3 years.
Okay.
Okay. And we do like to be equivalent with everybody as much as possible.
Yeah.
We do have a couple of police contracts that were done prior to this, so they already exist.
Well, and we know every decision you make affects the position of the people bargaining for the next position.
Exactly, right. So,
Isn't the highway 2.5, 3, and 3?
I've got 2, 2, 2. Yeah, I started with -2. What'd you give them?
It's right there.
2.5, 3, and 3, right?
Well, either way, it's,
Whatever says in,
Yeah, well, either way, with all that, we're talking about next year, so,
Yeah.
yeah, so.
3 next year.
If it's 3 next year, but,
but of course, they don't get steps.
No.
right.
I mean, we want to be in the same ballpark, obviously, and, you know, so there's no
I thought they were 2.5.
repercussions or, you know, bad feelings or anything, so.
Well, it sounds like from what you're saying, that 2.5 would be fairly equivalent to what we're seeing in the, so to speak, the country, with CPA, with the CPI, the social security adjustment, things like that would be equivalent to 2.5.
Yeah,
Dick, I'm not sure if you got a bump on your social security this year.
I don't know yet. I don't remember.
Yeah, 2.5, 3.
What?
The,
2.5, 3, 3, right?
Don was right.
2.5, 3, 3.
Yep.
Yeah,
So the effective one right now, we're paying 2.5, which is equivalent to what we gave everybody else. Next year, their contract would be 3%. I'm not sure if we're looking to go there with everybody else.
Again,
Again, they don't get
2.5
steps,
is really
so,
3.5,
right.
so it doesn't sound like anybody would be annoyed at 2.5, does it?
I don't think so.
You know, and the 0.5% is only 10 grand. You know, if you were gonna try to squeeze it.
And half the people are getting the step as well, as you said. The ones that didn't get it this year, which was 2%, are getting 2% next year.
And I don't think 2.5 is going to be unsavory to the employees.
well,
If we went to 2.
Well, to be honest, I mean, in the industry, and you probably know as many companies, not a lot of people are giving raises, you know, out there. So I think we've been pretty consistent with making sure our people are taken care of, like you said, with the step at least every other year and a raise every year. So if you average it out, it's 3.5% every year, right, with the step figured in.
well,
So if you're looking for advice, are we saying we could support the 2.5 right now?
yeah, well, to quote Bob Dylan, the subterranean homesick blues, you don't need a weatherman to see which way the wind blows, and the budget winds aren't blowing
No.
favorable.
No, we were fortunate that the prediction that, what Brian brought up last
Would you like
week,
me to sing the whole song?
Bob. Hard to believe we don't get more clicks on YouTube.
2.5.
1.5,
What?
that would be our guidance to you, but it's your call.
All right, thanks.
So I have one more thing for you all before you leave. So I brought this up to Doug, I'm not sure if he shared with you. Yep, so the town has what we call a Rizzo, which is a high-volume copier. And you recall it was in the Melville room, kind of on the side there all the time, that copier-looking thing. So it dropped dead. It'd been repaired. It was so old, they don't have parts for it anymore. It was used primarily for the scribe, plus any high-volume thing that Eva had. Probably more back in the day for parks, when they had flyers that went out. Now they don't do flyers anymore. We're looking for, right now it's dead. The scribe is being printed privately at my office. And they're looking to get a new one it is kind of an emergency, I can't keep printing it per se. A new one would be $64.50. They could lease it for $179 a month for 3 years, but then after you're done, you don't have the machine anymore. I would say the last one was
Is there
here.
maintenance on that lease, or is it, where's the maintenance cost for, if we leased
It
it,
includes 3 years parts and labor
okay,
right now, and
either whether you buy or lease?
yes.
Okay.
No. So the other one was here for, and I didn't get an exact number, but you probably saw it at every meeting behind you down there. That one did, it earned its money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it had to be,
What do we do for other copiers?
We have a main copier in the copy room, if you will.
the Rizzo was bought by Eva, the tax collector out of revolving funds back in the day,
Right.
when she used to get the bank processing companies to buy lots of data. Now they've all consolidated. And her revolving fund was abolished a few years back, and the money that she does goes into revolving fund. At the time, street lists were a big deal. Now, the need for paper street lists has diminished. She doesn't need anywhere near as many.
Right, email them out and that's it.
When I heard about this today, I asked her about it. She thought the library used it some. She still has some little use about it. She wasn't aware that this was going on, and she thought Park and Rec had some use for it. So, I had a couple of questions on it. One was, have we looked at who else has been using it? Is anybody else still using it besides occasionally Eva and the Scribe? Is it going to be in this building or in the senior center?
Well, that's the thing. The usage of it is, like I said, the Scribe, which runs minimum of 4 double-sided pages and 2,500 copies. So it's doing 10,000 sheets just for the Scribe. Could be as many as 15,000.
And the other question I have is, what would it cost to send that Scribe to a quick print?
She got some prices, and the lowest was $800 a month, and the highest was $2,000 a month. And that depended on whether they wanted it stapled, folded. If you just wanted a pile of sheets, it was $800, which is incredibly high compared to the least cost of the machine. So it wasn't cost effective to send it out.
Is this machine collate and staple?
That's a great question. I thought it did, but I don't know. I don't think it staples, no.
It may collate, I don't think it collates, to be honest
No?
with you. I think we have volunteers doing that.
Well, they do, I mean, because it goes out faster, yeah.
Does the lease have a maximum on the number of copies? Like if you go over that, you have to pay more?
No, like the Xeroxes, we have a click charge in our contract that allows you X number of clicks per month. That's what you mean? No, this is, once you own it, you can run as many as you
So
want.
where would the copier be located? Would it be in town hall so that other departments would have access to it?
Well, right now, that hasn't been determined. Becky is saying she certainly could fit it in her place, you know, because they're gonna use it once a month. But if we assess that there's needs here, we can discuss that. Obviously, I think we have the room
So
for it here,
basically, you're looking for $6,400 to buy a new
$64.50
for the senior center.
for the senior and other town hall uses,
Well,
yeah, because,
if we're
Right.
entertaining the thought of placing it at the senior center, then it would seem to me that
Oh, you just said
it
that,
would be a purchase.
you said she offered that the selectmen get to decide.
No, I'm aware of that. I'm just,
It's not a machine you use casually. You know, it's a very high volume machine. It's not anything that
yeah,
people.
we're not putting the agenda out on that machine or anything like
Yeah,
that.
no, if you're not printing 1,000 sheets, it's not worth it, firing it up.
Right.
Just some quick numbers too, to lease, just a quick number, $179 a month for 36, comes about to $6,444 for 3 years. And the purchase is $6,450, if we would own it theoretically for.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, so if we leased it, we'd have nothing and paid the same
Just-
So
amount,
you got
right,
some
yeah,
value, but hopefully you got a machine left at the end,
right. And the other one lasted,
15 years.
right, yeah. So normally we wouldn't go to reserve fund, but this is a piece of town equipment that died unexpectedly. And that's what the reserve fund is for.
The thing that I would ask is, make sure that it does collate and staple.
Make sure it does.
Well, that's, I will tell you, my machine does that, and my machine was $110,000, my Xerox machine. It collates folds and staples.
Well, a lot of schools have
Typical
copy
comments.
machines that collate and staple, and I can assure you that they're not $110,000.
I'm sure.
Why don't we, if you would, look into that?
Well, again, this is a very high volume machine, you know?
Center.
And those machines will get into click charges too. Those are the ones that, like, if you're getting a Xerox, you're in a contract with X number of clicks.
As far as the collate staple, I think I don't think you should put a requirement on without finding out what Becky's needs are, what she's used to.
But Becky shouldn't be the only person using it, is my point. So, I mean,
Yeah,
I
I'm not-
understand that Becky would be the primary, the senior center would be the,
Yeah.
you know, the primary,
Yeah.
department that would be utilizing it. But if you have other departments that need it,
Make it available.
you know, it should be made available and.
Yeah, the other thing that Eva said is she has to print her own ballots on a fairly large election. She was using it for that too.
Right. I mean, that, you bring up a good point, like, who's using the most copies? Okay, if we're saying the senior center is 120,000 copies a year, 10,000 times 12 months. And then you figure out Parks is gonna need 500 copies, and then Eva's gonna need 1,000 copies or something like that, or 2,000 maybe for elections. So get a sense of,
My opinion is if the warranty is the same whether you lease or buy, I would think you would buy it, as long as you could justify the use of it.
all right, and I think,
We have to talk.
and I think Brian could get the people together, and Kathy's point is like, let's ascertain the use of it and where it's the best place to keep it, so that everybody has
Right.
easy access to it. It's not, of course, in the machine, but we gotta make sure that it's accessible to everybody.
Right.
You know, that it's not tucked in a corner and it's inconvenient for this department, right? But right now, we're looking for the ability to at least go out and buy the new machine. So we're not gonna be going to PIP and paying $2,000 for next month's.
Yeah, you have to, you gotta buy it, or buy it is the more advantageous.
Well, I think buying's better than leasing. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Now, the supplies for it, I will tell you that the senior center has always have been buying the supplies, the toner and stuff like that. And then I think Eva, as she's needed to, she'll buy a toner for it. And that's already in their budgets. So I don't know what the maintenance charge would be after 3 years. But I'm sure it'll be higher than it is now, if we ask them now, because that's 3 years
It's
from
gonna
now.
be cheaper than $179 a month.
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, they did offer, I will tell you, they offered a used machine. But the machine we have now is already obsolete. And if we bought a used machine, they couldn't give us a guarantee that the parts for that one would be available in a year. They would,
They couldn't warranty it or anything.
right, yeah. So it just, again, and that was $4,000. So
Who's the vendor?
Rizzo,
Oh, direct, okay.
yeah, they're a local rep.
So if we buy this machine, we still have to pay a maintenance fee? I thought you said.
After 3 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
3-year warranty.
okay.
Yeah. Says price includes delivery, installation, 3 years, parts, labor, and startup supplies.
So basically a request for a $64.50 from the reserve fund.
You want us to vote
We
that?
have to vote on that.
Was the meeting posted?
Yes.
Your call, Madam Chair.
Procedure part, okay.
It's up to you.
She didn't get the badge. You can entertain a motion, I guess.
Okay, motion to approve the transfer of money, I think I'm saying this right, from the reserve fund
Yes,
for
$64.50.
$64.50.
Brian, would you say to put that in acquisitions, basic office acquisitions would make sense? Yeah,
Okay, to purchase a new high-speed.
top, yep.
Okay, second.
No, she seconded it. I'm,
We're asking for a second.
oh,
Chair
second,
can
sorry,
second.
my bad.
That's okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm opposed.
Okay.
I just need more information. I wanna know where it's gonna be.
Mhm.
I wanna know if it's gonna be at the senior center. I wanna know if it's gonna be in town hall. And I'd like to know what other departments may get some usage out of it besides the COA. But I'm already outvoted, so
I guess
that
we'll
one
have,
is yours.
I guess we'll have to trust the town administrator to work out those details.
Right. So I guess you're in the hot seat now.
It's okay.
That's the job.
Nothing, yeah, really.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you all. So Heather, are you gonna be sending out, someone asked, sending out the normal sheets to all departments for budgets and stuff like
So
that?
Lauren asked me that, I don't have a template or anything.
We just
so-
talked about, it. We're gonna create
The
something.
workshop, okay, great.
You know, but in the meantime, they could use last year's and doctor it up, but if we have a template, we can send it out.
Okay, and
We'll send you one, I hope.
Yeah.
I think Brian had some thought about clerical help too.
Yeah.
He wants to talk to you later.
Okay.
Great. Fabulous, thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll keep you in the loop on the budget season, believe me.
All autograph.
Oh, no, I don't think we can split them.
Well, come on now, guys.
Well, we were talking to you.
Well, you know, I expect you to make another trip.
Did you stay for me or come from home?
Came from home.
Okay, fine, whatever.
Yeah, 4 miles each way. It's a tough commute. Fire truck's on there, that's why it's so big.
Fire truck.
Okay.
Holy guns.
Just in time for open burning season.
So you have to front it and then you get a check from FEMA or?
That's my understanding.
Okay.
We just realized today it was a Markle grant, so.
Those are the best grants.
Sign this one?
Yeah, it's our DB, yeah.
Okay, give me those, John.
Initial, sorry.
Is there actually an entity called the Hampden Volunteer Fire Association, Inc.?
There is an entity called the Hampden Volunteer Fire Association. They used to sell flowers at Easter. That's not mine.
Lions Club used to sell light bulbs. I mean, everything changes.
They do funerals for firemen, and they do scholarships for firemen's kids.
They buy brush trucks.
Stuff happens.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I raised that question day one.
Yeah.
What he was asking Greg, and Greg had no idea. All right, so we have a couple of budget, but we do have Tony here. Do we want to just jump to the union contracts since he's here? Great. Were there a couple questions online?
Want to move your screen back?
No, I think Thad just made a comment saying
There you
that
go.
the senior center is always pressed for space or something,
Yeah.
something like that. So maybe that, I think the suggestion was general.
No, she had a space for it.
Oh, it's just space for it anyways.
All right, so let's just jump up to highway union contract. So Brian, we have an updated copy that's been vetted by, what was your rep's name?
Jessica?
Jessica.
I have the clean version in the front of in your front pocket there.
Did you see the clean copy?
I did not.
Okay.
Or the clean copy like the new.
The one we put the edits in that we agreed to last time.
4 edits that we added, that I added.
And then you sent it to her and she agreed to it.
I sent it to her. I don't know if I heard back.
She gave you some things to change.
What?
I guess there was some things that she said that would need to be changed. I don't know if it's which version you got. That's why I wish you were here.
So she emailed me, I made 4 changes that, well, 3 changes that she had requested in an email on Friday, if that helps for timing.
Okay. That could be what she was talking about.
Did she tell you exactly what they were?
Then you resent them back over?
Yeah, I sent them today, yeah. Let me see. I sent her the changes at 12:17.
Yeah. Fortunately, I didn't get a chance to read them.
So her requested changes were, one was I had forgotten to put in the 2 paragraphs about winter weather, the winter weather event, defining the winter weather event. The duration of the contract, I had that from tonight's date, she wanted it to be June 30th, 2025, which I think is fine. She asked for information about when, look at the information you have when the insurance changed. Told her I would research that. I gave her a little bit of information.
What about the insurance change?
I just wondered about more information when the original contract that we're working off of, the previous contract,
Yeah,
had language that said, July 1st, 2022, the town will pay 75% of the health insurance,
Right.
right? Because you were negotiating that contract when that happened. So that language needs to change in the contract, which is done in there. So I think she was just wondering about that. And then she asked for language in regards to the floating holiday.
yeah, what, you said something about the duration of the contract, which, then you said June 30th. That's the end date.
Oh, July 1st, sorry.
All right, sorry, okay.
Yes, it's highlighted. The changes are highlighted in this, Tony, if you want to see it.
Yeah, that's, I didn't get it. These are the recent changes?
Those were so this document, the one that you're holding now, shows all of the changes based on from the previous contract.
And the new additions?
Yep, anything that's been deleted or added is in red. And the things that are highlighted are the things that she requested on Friday to be changed, which I don't see a problem with. And she said she wasn't coming tonight.
Yeah. I guess she had a possible fire. Her pellet stove is laying out sparks there in the house.
I can see that.
She's not zooming in, is she?
I would just shut it off.
Tad, Caroline, Kristen. Warren.
All right, so the one, just a quick spelling error on 1210,
Yeah.
I assume it's statutes.
Wait a minute.
Again, that's the part she was talking about, the 75%. As he's talking, I keep going.
Which one was it in the statutes, 12?
10, 12.
10,
12,
12.
10.
12, 10.
12, 10.
That's
Ooh,
you.
the statutes. That's a carryover from the last one. We'll change that.
That's a carryover from last one?
The 12.10? Yeah.
You want me to check? I figured that's the old one right here.
What's up?
I got the old one right here.
Oh, yeah, anything that's not in red is the same from the previous version.
Well, it looks like it has in there, we discussed, it's got the period we talked about down to November to April.
Yeah, yeah. So we've agreed on all this stuff, and it's just in here, and here's the typo, right? So what do you need?
I don't need anything. I don't need anything.
Well, do we need to vote on it, or vote final approval? I guess we have to in public, right?
Yeah.
Okay, make a motion, we approve agreement between the Town of Hampden and the American Federation of State County Municipal Employees, Council number 93, local 1725, AKA the Highway Department, as amended.
Do we also need to remove 1210?
No, it was just a spelling error.
Oh, just a spelling error, okay.
I wouldn't even mention
Okay,
it.
that's what you're saying, okay. I'll second that.
Clearly, Tony, you all set?
I'm just finishing up here. Because I didn't get a chance to see this before I got here, so I'm sorry about that.
Well, I think the big thing was the language about the period. And I think that's consistent with what we talked about right there.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
I was gonna say we can all,
Yeah, go ahead.
while Tony is reviewing that, I have a request for a one-day liquor permit for an interactive learning through art program at the senior center on March 12th from 6 to 8 p.m. for just wine,
Just wait,
just wine.
move approval.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
John, quickly, we had the discussion last year. Why didn't we do like an annual permit for him? What was the reason? Do you remember?
No.
'Cause we talked about it.
I know, we did, I don't know.
It's not like we've changed the money. It's like,
As long as they're following the same, like you're doing wine, they're following the same
Yeah, we-
procedures, it's like a,
yeah, and they're doing it already. I assume they're doing the serve safe people, the whole thing. It's already a,
I don't know if there's some,
not that I don't like getting these and knowing what's going on, but
I wonder if there's some reason we can't.
What?
Would that make them like a,
reseller or
do it
something.
anytime, or, you know?
But we should check into that. I think we almost did say we like knowing what's going on. Hey, keep bringing them to us. Do we have a clean copy of the proposed regional agreement to review?
No.
Okay.
We need to make a copy of the proposed regional agreement, isn't it?
I don't know if you've seen it, right? I mean, I'm referring back to the one they discussed at that planning meeting. It seemed like, I haven't really seen a,
It's, oh. I don't know.
You sent it, you need, emailed it to us after I said I couldn't open
I
it.
sent it, didn't it?
Yeah,
Did you open it? Did you open it?
I could open the second one you sent.
One in Rome.
Penny in for a pound.
210?
Yeah, I mean, a one.
What?
Oh, that's not it.
Can you, if you open it, could you put it up, like 6? This page 6 is the only issue that's,
Oh, yeah, I got it. Grades served by that property?
what? Yeah,
Grades
the
served by that
misspelling,
property.
yeah,
Yeah,
got the misspelling in there.
So, Tony, I want me to be sure, we got a lot going on. Do you feel you want to come back another time, or? Bless you.
No, I think it should be okay. I just see some things that we gotta work on next time.
Okay, hopefully we'll all be here. All right, I have a motion on the floor to accept the contract as written. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Thank you for your patience.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right, we want to be sure it's your livelihood. No, great.
Who has it?
Good, we're good.
What?
So we'll sign copies, we'll get you a copy of it. And
He's gotta sign it
is
too.
there a place for you to sign as well?
Yeah,
Great.
you have the original there. You wanna sign it now?
Is that the clean copy?
Yeah.
We're gonna have Tony sign, we'll sign after. So you can get home, get your cookies at home.
You guys got a pen, extra pen over there?
I don't have to sign anything now?
Yeah, just this.
Just this, just, yeah, you want to sign it and get you a copy.
All right, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
All right,
So we can talk about their budget review, which when I put on there because we saw them present to Warburton and Finance. Now, I asked to have this put on. It was only in hope that they would be able to make it in time. You had conversations with John,
Yeah.
Dr. Provost. Were they available to come next week?
Yeah, no, they are planning on coming on the 23rd.
Okay, so we'll pass this and just,
okay.
all right. So now, discussion of regional agreement. This to be on here because again, like I said, watching the planning meeting, Don wasn't able to be there because we had both the wake and our meeting that night, I believe, right?
Right.
So, I don't know if we actually said something formal on that, Don. I do want to, the board wants to extend its condolences to Mrs. Glover
Oh, yeah.
on the passing of her husband. Ms. Glover was a valuable member of the select board for a number of years and
School committee and,
school committee as well. And Bruce was a valued member of the community and a member of the Springfield Police Department as well. And our sympathies to both Mrs. Glover and Matt and Mark, her sons. So, discussion of regional agreement. It seemed like at that planning meeting, they were discussing a lot of changes that perhaps we hadn't seen at this point. And Don, you had a chance to go deeper into it.
the only real change that they, that
No way I can see it. We need a bigger TV.
yeah,
I think you'd have to put it right next to our table.
turn it this way. Turn it this, yeah.
Dad, you want to come up here, or do you want to see it, or
Just in seeing
You know,
do you want to sit next to Brian again, or?
What is that?
It's the regional agreement, the draft regional.
Just had a hard time seeing it, so we don't want to exclude you if you'd like to see it.
So where were areas that were different you saw concern with?
the only area that's different, I'm not really concerned with.
That hasn't already been like, I mean, obviously changes, but we've discussed some.
Yeah. Well, go down to D,
Uh-oh.
move it down.
D.
D?
Yeah, that's E on D, go down.
Well, wouldn't that, oh, down.
Oh, D, okay.
D.
So they had, so the original change was when the district assigned students from any grades from both member towns to a single school building, which single school building is a lease building, the building will be treated as a district-owned building. And then we would pay a portion of the number of students.
Was this a proposed change, this D here, or previously existing?
Proposed change.
Right, so they're eliminating a proposed change, basically.
Right, so they're eliminating a proposed change, and they put in E,
A new
Okay.
way to write it.
a new way to write it,
Okay.
actually.
All right, let's hear it.
It says, capital costs of the district-owned equipment and property shall be apportioned to the member towns based on the ratio with that member town's foundation enrollment calculated on the basis of the member town's 3-year rolling average foundation enrollment, okay? For grades served at that property.
Property.
It's spelled wrong, property for the member town, bears to the total foundation enrollment of the member town of the district, calculated on the basis of a combined 3-year rolling average for grades served by that property for all member towns, okay? So, I then go to F, see what F looks
But, 1 second, so, but they're not district-owned, all right. If this is in reference to Wilbraham Middle, it's not in reference to it because it's not district-owned.
correct. Well, this is the issue.
Or is there something else after that's gonna like
me
play
see.
into this?
So the concern that Wilbraham has is that they're responsible for the capital repairs and the core program, the core thing, under that writing,
Because it's town-owned,
town-owned building,
right?
okay?
And they can't assess us anything because it's not covered in the regional agreement.
Right. And they're very concerned about that, and they're saying that our position of not wanting to pay for capital costs that were deferred over the course of 10 years is holding them hostage.
But I think
Now, if they
they're,
addressed it 10 years ago, this wouldn't be an issue.
right, but I think they're trying to conflate two different things here. We never said, if they got into the core program, and the core program said we're going to totally renovate the Wilbraham Middle School for a new regional middle school, we never said we wouldn't pay our part of that. Of course we wouldn't. It'd be like getting a new school.
Right.
Our problem has only been, as you said, the deferred maintenance cost that is part of Wilbraham's
Sticky
cost.
wicket. That's been
Right,
like this
Right,
for.
and what's happening in the rhetoric that they don't need to be critical, but the rhetoric that they're using is, they're creating a narrative that Hampden is not paying its fair share for students in that building, when in fact we are. We pay 20% assessment or 21% assessment to the region. And so that means we pay 21% of the teacher's salaries, the custodial salaries, the utilities,
insurance,
the lights, the insurance, the routine maintenance, the snow plowing and everything else in the building. Our only complaint or concern is, why should we pay for capital costs that should have been done 10 years ago on a building that we don't own? And that's where it stands.
Okay, so is there a further paragraph?
That's it. Go to paragraph F, go down there. And F just explains that they'll pay the emergency, the district will pay the emergency costs, we're not budgeting currently.
Okay,
We do that
but
now.
I don't see a problem with E per se, because it talks about regional owned properties.
Right.
Which is what we've been doing.
Right.
So how does E move this, how does that move the goal line at all?
Because the middle school isn't a regional owned
That's my
property.
point, so it's,
Doesn't change.
to whatever argument they think we have here, that doesn't change anything.
No,
Right,
no. And that's what concerns them, because they want to change that. They want us to pay for any capital things, and there's concern that we won't participate in the core program or the feasibility study.
the majority of students, or whatever you want to say, the middle school program at Green Meadows closed on what year? 2020, 2021 officially?
21, that's what, 21, 22, yeah.
Right. So at that point, those children were fully in
Right,
to there. And deferred maintenance at that building extended back long before that time.
long before.
Long before that time. And so just because you've been renting the house with the other tenants for 4 years, you shouldn't have to put the new driveway in that's been there for 25 years.
Yeah, like I have an apartment in Chicopee, and I don't charge the boiler went, I didn't charge the new tenant, saying, well, you know, you gotta pay me part of the boiler.
Right, because I mean, that's your, as landlord, that's your job.
Right.
To make it happen.
Yeah.
Right.
I think to John's point, the only change, this actually allows for a district-owned middle school,
Yes,
correct?
correct.
Kind of the direction,
That's the direction,
it's kind of like, seems like where we're headed.
And one of the
It's gonna
select
take
board,
years, but it seems like that's where we're going.
and one of the Wilbraham Select Board members brought that up, that we could sell the school to the regional for $1. And that would make it a regional school, but I don't think they want to do that because look at the investment there, you know.
Right.
And that's where we are, but we're not holding them hostage, we're paying our fair share of everything in all the schools.
And I have to say, I think
Not a small number.
Right, I think I heard, and I don't want to put words in my mouth, I thought I heard one of the administrators, maybe Dr. Provost, Dr. Slaughter, whatever, saying that in the best of all worlds, if he had to choose, he would like the new middle school to be on the Minichog property, as opposed to the old site, just for convenience, consolidation of maintenance, everything there. And obviously, they have room because you had 2 high schools down there at the same time during construction.
Busting
Right.
logistics, snow removal,
Right.
the whole.
If the core program goes, you know.
Consolidate.
Agrees with that.
Agrees with
Right.
that, right.
And they may, but, which would, and I understand Wilbraham's point, they would then have another vacant building, which would be, you know, they have 2 vacant schools, at that point, which would be not different than many other towns in the Commonwealth, really.
So,
So,
on that note, we probably should read that letter.
right. So we received a letter from, who, Don? Craig?
Former select person, Revest.
Thank you. Member of the Hampden Board of Selectmen and Select Board, I believe, yeah, both.
Well, both.
Both, yes, exactly. Well-written letter. To the Hampden Select Board, I'm writing in reference to the recent Wilbraham Select Board meeting where a discussion centered on the middle school and the regional agreement between our 2 communities. February 9th, 2026, starting at approximately the 1 hour, 45-minute mark. Available, by the way, on the Wilbraham Public Access through their website. During that meeting, Wilbraham Town Administrator Nick Burrow referenced the possibility of removing Hampden students from the middle school due to Hampden's position on capital costs, suggesting that Wilbraham may need to say, quote, enough is enough. Select Board member Mark Ducey expressed that Wilbraham feels as though it is being held hostage, quotes, while also acknowledging that Hampden is not at fault for the situation, as it was the school committee that allowed Hampden transfers into Wilbraham. I make a quick note, it is the regional agreement that allows that. The school committee implemented the regional agreement. Would you say that's correct? Yeah.
Yeah, well,
The school committee went along with what's
transfers.
in the regional agreement,
Yeah,
right?
they could
Which both
transfer.
towns agreed to.
Right.
What seems to be missing from the conversation is important historical context. Between 2015 and 2018, Hampden was effectively forced into this situation when the district closed Hampden's middle school after a long, drawn-out process. Hampden middle school students were then educated within an elementary school environment, resulting in unequal class offerings and limited educational opportunities compared to their peers. This was not a voluntary strategic shift by the town of Hampden, but rather a district-driven decision that significantly altered the educational structure for our middle school students. Middle school parents were also encouraged to apply for transfers to the Wilbraham Middle School, which was allowed under the regional agreement. However, before any moves were made, a feasibility study was conducted in 2015 to determine whether Wilbraham Middle School, which is owned solely by the town of Wilbraham, could serve as a regional middle school for both communities. That study identified substantial building deficiencies, including HVAC failures, water and sanitation concerns, windows and doors in need of replacement, fire protection system upgrades, kitchen deficiencies, serious air quality concerns, and asbestos-containing floor tiles that were beginning to crack. It was also noted that there would be overcrowding in its current configuration without modular units installed. As a former member of the Hampden Select Board, my position has been consistently that Hampden should not invest significant capital dollars to Band-Aid repairs for a building and property owned by another municipality, particularly one that had known deficiencies prior to its use as a regional facility. Many of these concerns remain unresolved today, especially overcrowding. In its current configuration, the district structure does not provide Hampden with ownership equity or long-term security relative to capital investment. That said, I do not believe that this is a dead end. In fact, I believe it's an opportunity. While I do not support Hampden assuming capital responsibility under the district's current framework, I strongly support exploring a true regional solution through the core program. Both towns should commit to a unified regional middle school vision, including location, governance structure, ownership, and long-term capital planning. The core program provides a structured path to determine whether the existing middle school can realistically be transformed into a modern, fully regional educational facility, or whether a new structure would better serve both communities for the next 50 years. We have done this successfully before. The regional high school and the Minnetonka campus stand as examples of how joint ownership, shared equity, and collaborative capital planning can work when both towns have a clear stake in the outcome. If we are to move forward productively, the focus should not be on assigning blame or drawing lines in the sand, but on determining what a fair and sustainable regional middle school model looks like, one that respects taxpayers in both communities while providing equitable educational opportunity for all students. Respectfully, Craig Revest. Great letter. I would move that this letter be included in our minutes of the meeting.
So move.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. I think he really did a great job of summarizing some of the things we've been saying all along. And I think Craig was very consistent in saying this during his tenure on the board as well. So I think a really good job articulating where we are and where a lot of people in town are as well. All righty. Okay, so we don't, so quickly, the regional, well, we don't have anything to act on at this point, but we'd like to, where are they going with this?
Right.
I mean, is this coming to town meeting in the near future?
If they want to bring it to the Springtown meeting,
What are they bringing? This change?
all the changes.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll hear about that in the next joint meeting. I know you love joint meetings, Tom.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
You can ask them next week.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, we can talk to them next week about it.
All right, so is the school committee coming as well? I mean, we kind of talked, was it John making the presentation, or I assume Michelle and probably Dr. Tiabasi and maybe Sean as well would be here,
Dr. Gervasio.
yeah,
Subcommittee.
okay. You think next week we'll be in the other room?
I mean, we can set up in there.
You know,
I don't think we'll have any, we'll have the same,
well, the same AV.
Same AV
Right, yeah, okay.
for that meeting if we want.
Okay, moving on to another update on the Select Board, Board of Health budget review. Brian, do you have something to throw up, anything new?
We can, pretty much the same one we looked at last time.
I do want to discuss, I do want to talk to Ryan Paxton about the public health nurse position.
Okay. To the sense of its effectiveness in our current environment, right? Obviously during COVID, it was a good tool.
Oh, it was a good
Right,
tool, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You get a copy? Did you get
Yeah, I
one
got a
also?
copy, yeah.
Did you?
Everybody got a copy.
Really? Oh, that's good. Great. You can bring it up.
All right, there we are.
Great.
We are.
So similar to what we talked about last week, but you've been able to tighten some things, Brian, or much change, or?
Nope, not at this point. Things so outstanding questions as we kind of look through this real quick. Gotta shrink this. Townhouse and TW, we need to finalize these, the custodial, projected custodial costs, maintenance and repair budget, and then utilities. So I'll work with her so that we can figure out what these are gonna be. These are basically the same numbers that we carried. These need to increase, essentially, is what I'm saying.
I wonder if that monitoring and testing, yeah, we talked before about the fact that, I think we had the conversation with the state people, Brian. It might have been at the meeting that was, not a private meeting, but where they came to the town hall that time. And my question was always gonna be, it's been closed for now 25 years. At what point are some of the tests gonna fall off? If you've been testing for VOCs or whatever, and it's been ND for 24 years, why do we have to keep paying for that test?
Yeah.
And I think Dan at that time, Dan Hall said, that's a valid question, and we can talk about that. Especially now we have to do PFAS, can you take something off the list that's never been detected? No, there's no uranium, and there's still no, so that might be a question, maybe we can bring that down a bit, because we're not gonna be testing for some esoteric thing that hasn't been there for 25 years and is not gonna magically show up.
Yeah, and I think during that conversation, because there's less private wells now, after the completion of the water district expansion project, I think they're more willing to relax the testing.
Right, because we've been proactive on the whole thing, and I think they appreciate that. All right, well, I was wondering if that chance of that 50 number might be able to come down even more.
Yep, I was talking with John Plaster earlier today, and I'm looking to get a final number for the number of private wells that are still in that area that we're supposed to test. It gets a little sticky. I know there were conversations about, do we have to keep paying with Mass DEP? Because there was a conversation with Mass DEP at some point. Their opinion was the private wells need to be tested. They don't really care who pays for it, but that it needs to be tested. And then it gets into questions of supposed fault and liability.
What's the frequency of testing?
4 times a year.
It was quarterly. And they also
Okay,
did,
if we're finding nothing, can we go annually? Or
yeah, they also did,
There was conversation about that, yeah.
Weaning off after so long,
yep, they also did talk about, likely before just saying no testing, going to annual, twice a year, or,
We can get some, consistently ND, they would talk about, yeah.
because at some point, it's seasonal, right? And how the groundwater moves, it's gonna fluctuate throughout the year. So you would think after you get 5, 6, 7 years of data, quarterly data, you would be able to see what's moving where, essentially.
All right, so down to the TWB part. The 3 things, custodial. You think that's enough?
No,
Right.
no, and that's a conversation that Herb and I are gonna have to, we're gonna work on those numbers, see what's realistic for the custodial budget there.
I'm still worried, I know you bumped up utilities, but I just don't see it going down. My bills at the office and just, Eversource and the grid, and just, I don't see any news out of Boston saying they're willing to entertain a rate cut. No?
Not a general rate cut, no.
No. So, might be a thing there. Maintenance and repairs. So that's gonna be an annual thing, separate from obviously the appropriations of town meeting, the warrant articles. Now, these are gonna be ongoing. Have we identified enough to make up the 30,000? Or are we gonna shift some things from potentially the Phase B stuff that might make up some of these repairs?
I think for the maintenance and repairs, we could spend $30,000.
Things that aren't on the Phase B, or just things that we've discovered during our move, basically?
Just things that we know about in the building that aren't critical right away, but need to be addressed sooner rather than later.
Okay.
things that come to mind are there's the outstanding ACO with Mass DEP about the well. In that investigation, there was suggestion that the electric panel be replaced and so there's things that can be replaced, that need to be replaced as part of proactive maintenance.
Well, what happens, you pull a thread and you don't realize that something else happens.
If we have,
Flooring,
say we have an event here and some of the, because we got that main hallway, it's
Right.
like the tiles are starting to look a little shoddy.
Right.
I don't know if that number is reflective of that, or we might have to bump that up, because those, they're starting to.
That is one of them, because especially as we come to town meeting,
Yeah.
then you're
The
right
foot
there.
traffic, it's,
We're
they're
seeing
starting
it.
to get worse.
It's
Yeah.
pretty visual too.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's one of the things that I was thinking about in terms of when we get into talking about capital expenditures.
Okay.
How we want to address, that's certainly one of the areas that I think need to be the first priority.
well, is that something that, first off, how are the capital, how are the warrant articles right now that we appropriated for, separate from, obviously from the HVAC? The non-HVAC articles, are they pretty well expended
Yes,
or committed?
there's a project list, the committed, right, yeah.
All right, so even with the earmark, we're still, well, I'll take that back. The money we were talking about for the AV, was any of that in there? Obviously not enough to cover what we quoted, but,
No, that was just building
okay.
maintenance and upgrades to the building itself.
All right, so all the money is pretty much committed or earmarked at this point, all right. The only savings might be if you came in lower on the HVAC than we figured, that might have a little extra in it, but we don't know that yet.
Right.
Okay. So if we wanted to do the floor in this current fiscal year, we'd have to identify, first off, the cost for it, which you might be able to figure out based on a couple of rooms you've done.
Yeah, and I'm sure the company would
Give us a quote.
come in.
And then we'd have to identify, well, oh my gosh, it's gonna be a $15,000 bill to do that hallway. And it's always gonna be one of those things, well, do you do the hallway or do you go around the corner and do the other hallway while you're here anyhow, type thing. Anywhere we find 15, Brian said, hey, long claims is going pretty good or something like that. I think, to Eric's point, I'd like to investigate doing it this year, even before town meeting. Just because it's not looking that great. It's gonna get a lot more traffic on it, and I think, as Brian has said, we have to keep plugging away at different things, otherwise all of a sudden.
It'll build up and we'll be.
Right, right.
Yep.
So, something I'd like to say, can we at least get a quote at what it would, for that quarter? And then phase alternate would be, as long as you're here, do you go around the corner?
Yeah.
I mean, because it's cheaper, there's a base cost, just like you saw with the rooms.
Yeah.
All right, so nothing new that's really changing at this point?
Not really. Other questions that we still have outstanding are the regional dispatch is something that I think Don was emailing Bruno about.
Well, you can put in worst case, if their costs don't go up, we're still at the
125.
125, right?
Yep.
And even though they talked about a fourth town, that won't be this year to help us, right? And then that one there, what's the bottom, is that the trash, or is that the
This one right here?
340, is that ambulance, or is
That's
that?
the ambulance,
Okay,
Yep, that's the ambulance.
3%. That's in the contract, so that's a good number.
So so right now it's showing around 28. I think when I plugged the COLA into the salaries there, it added around $8,000, $9,000 to that.
into just those employees covered by that?
By that
part.
Yeah, the up top. So that gets us
So that's,
37.
But
right, I mean, that's a 1% increase, which is pretty good compared to the fact that you had, does that cover is the county retirement in that part there, or no?
Yep,
Oh,
county retirement is,
well,
Is
There
it?
must have been some, oh, well. the big-
Maybe it's not.
The big drop was the testing, obviously, we saved quite a bit on that number,
Yeah,
yeah,
Well, county retirement's not in there.
No, I don't
That's a
think so.
separate item.
okay, yeah.
but it doesn't include the health insurance.
But a 1% increase in that part of the budget is not bad,
No, that's good.
yeah.
We might be able to even.
Even if you added in the 8,000 for the salary part, that's still, now you're in the 1 point something percent.
And we may,
And the potential for saving that line item there as well, as you said, Don.
we may be able to take, I'll give a call tomorrow.
Yep. Or maybe there's a role in the shared organization that could be shifted as well, right? All right, so the non-part of this, you mentioned kind of retirement, is in a separate part of the spreadsheet?
That's part of the overall budget.
All right, so next week, we'll have some of the bigger numbers. We don't have police coming in, that's the following week. Fire, I don't expect much other than just the COLA, I would think. I haven't heard of any capital things done. I mean, we did Scott packs already, things like that, we've already, and I think they were cognizant of the fact, look, we had a big ask for the building, we'll be able to hold off on anything until later. Yeah.
Here's what let me share this.
Mark was talking about some capital needs, though.
This is based off the school spreadsheet and previous requests. So we had the front loader request. I don't know if that number's good or not yet.
Yeah, because that was the discounted price at last year's town meeting, right, yeah.
Police cruiser. And then on the capital plan for the district, I'm not sure if they're asking for these, but in fiscal year '27, there was 35,000 for flooring classrooms at Green Meadows. There was flooring in the restrooms at 35,000. There was Green Meadows transfer switch for 150,000. And then I wasn't sure if we were gonna ask money for these types of things, like the flooring, if we needed additional money for the flooring, or if there were light upgrades. One of the things to keep in mind is the utility upgrades for lighting go away.
Well, I thought we were gonna try and take care of the exterior lighting right now per the library request, things like that, or are these different exterior lights?
I'm sorry, that should say interior lights.
Okay, all right.
See, what I don't understand is like it says Green Meadows flooring, right?
Yeah.
Okay, in their budget, their FY '27 budget, they put $55,000 for maintenance of building for Green Meadows. I'd like to know what that 55,000,
I know last year, we went through the kitchen floor, was that done already, or they talked about it getting done, Brian? There was something in that kitchen part.
but
We
then,
talked about upgrading the
I feel like it
door,
was done.
the locks and stuff on the classroom doors, and going to a unified key system.
but I mean,
The
they're
entrance as well.
not doing that as, they're not putting that as a capital thing, they're putting it in the budget. So is that 55,000 there just as the year goes on, something needs to be done, and, because they broke it, I asked them to break it out, so they got, or is that for salaries, maintenance of building salaries, but,
Well, again, it's over the number, like you say, it becomes their number.
I know, but they're not putting it in, like I said, they're not putting it as capital, they're not putting it as a capital thing, they're putting it as, they got each building, they're putting in Mile Tree as an amount, Stony Hill, Sewell Road, Greenville. So,
Oh, there you go.
I don't know if they're gonna fix any of those, or if it's.
No, I mean, but of course,
Or if it's just something.
you remember the classroom thing, it was 30 until you mentioned the number, all of a sudden, it went to 35.
Was that much higher, or is that what?
Like a miracle.
Taking some of the expense?
I think that at that time, I think he had the availability, there was a used, or, he had a good deal to get one that's probably passed by, so it's probably more like
Well, as Tyler still has it.
1,000.
But we also had the
I thought
option.
it was like, maybe I'm wrong, I thought it was 275.
No,
It wasn't.
no.
It was 175, okay, all right, I'm sorry,
Or there was another one for around 2 as well.
okay.
But this is where we also had the ability to buy it out of Chapter 90 money. which
Or
because,
you can split, or you can get creative, right? You can take-
no, he could buy the whole thing because remember, we had the money appropriated for our part of the South Road Bridge, and then the state agreed to pay the overage.
Right.
So that freed the money out of his capital construction number.
Yeah.
Because they would,
Fair point,
remember,
yeah.
they were given
Good point.
500, they went,
So, yeah,
it's
so if
700,
you're
so,
taking that, you could kind of.
you know, it's one of those things like, look, if you're allowed to do it,
Do it.
and we had a pretty good, between the fair share and that other program, we had a pretty good year from the state for, well, almost $1 million, wasn't it?
Yeah, for roads,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is he talking about doing a parking lot this year? Here?
Again, that comes out of town money. You can't use that for chapter 90 project. Well, he told me when he heard from another town how they did it. They named the parking lot a street. Davenport Way or something like that. Now
Oh.
they can use chapter 90 for it.
Now I'm more interested.
I guess you could lay it out as a street.
No, he said, so that's like,
Is this like,
really?
is this like a Trump thing? If you name it after me, I'll give you the money?
Yeah. So that was kind of amusing. I don't think that would fly, really. But I think that's something, you know, I don't know what other requests, Mark, I mean, there was a truck that was, sort of pickup truck, that was climbing in miles, wasn't it? Whether it was his or one of the other ones. And then the cruiser thing, and that really needs, I think, a sit-down discussion with the chief, where we're going with cruiser usage. We did see some pretty high mileage on a couple of them.
I think we definitely need to do one.
I think one is-
I think it was a talk of doing a cruiser, SUV, or a truck. Truck is more expensive, I think.
Right.
SUV would probably be more.
And do we need a truck? Are we getting a truck just because other towns have a truck?
Yeah, we don't have any like, we're getting SUV, which is four-wheel drive capabilities. They can
Right.
pretty much go anywhere that a truck can go.
And you
We
can
need it to go.
put a person in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, if you gotta get a truck, it's gotta be a crew cab.
Yeah.
A cage crew cab.
Right.
And then you got, I don't know. And still not as much. And you got exposed stuff in the back, unless you're getting a cover and like, what's the point?
Yes.
I mean, the chief did talk about, in our State of the Union discussion, I guess that the Parks Director and the chief have been discussing perhaps a hand down on one of the cruisers to parks. And I would throw it out there, if I was gonna hand down one of the cruisers, I would hand it down.
Really?
Exactly right, because that thing
Dick made a
has
point
seen
that
its days.
It's gotta be, but even if, it can't necessarily be handed down, right? It's gotta be,
No, actually,
can it be handed?
no, it's
down?
just,
It had to be
I wouldn't say it's handed
purchased
down.
or-
I mean, the ACO is under the police department.
Okay.
Our budget's there as well, it'd just be basically tasked over to H. Shelley instead, and it's better, we're seeing some pretty bad repair costs for that one we're using now. And it's got a cage back, it's already ready for that operation. You know, right, take the lights off, basically, and that's it.
Throw a couple of coyotes in the back there and you're all set.
I'll let that go. All right then. Anyhow, so if there was gonna be, that's a discussion we could have with the chief on the 20, no, he's coming in not the 23rd, the week after, right?
Week after, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
So next week, we have the COA, which I was on their meeting when the board approved the budget, and it was nothing other than what you expect. They'd like to hear the COLA, and other than that, building utilities might go up a bit because everybody is. Right. Let's see, and then we have fire, which again, I don't anticipate much. Highway, we just discussed, which is a question of what Mark's capital needs are. Basically, the rest is just COLA.
All the contract stuff.
right. Actually, back to Mark's budget. So right now, he's down to 3 people. Are we advertising for the 4th or not?
There is an advertisement out.
Okay. Well, you talked about potentially having somebody in mind. And we don't know. I mean, it could be.
Don't know.
Well, we talked Tad, because he's retired, right?
About,
Highway
Volunteering.
worker? Okay. Well, you're here every week. I mean, you know, get you out of the house during the day.
Driving around plowing roads, is that what you're talking
Or mower.
or more, no, digging ditches, stuff like that.
Zero turn?
Use an excavator? You just hit me with that. I'm actually not saying no to that, but I put a 70-year-old guy off something out mowing the freaking lawns, I think.
Well, you mow your lawn, you know, hey. All right, anyhow, I'm trying to think going forward, yeah, I think the 75%, 90% of our attention going forward is obviously town meeting and budget at this point. I have not heard of any citizen warrant articles coming forward. No, there was something, wasn't there? What was that one, Brian?
There was talk about amendments to the solar bylaw.
Right,
I don't know if that's going forward or not, I haven't heard. Last I knew, there may have been a thought to bring it to the special town meeting, but
to
fall.
fall? Oh, okay. All
But
right.
I don't know. That's,
Have we heard anything else?
No.
That, and I know planning was talking about something. Was it cleanup on something?
yeah, planning's not, Joanne told me that planning's not gonna have something ready.
Okay. Now, the numbering thing does not need to go to town meeting the formatting thing does not need to go back to town meeting.
Formatting does not, right?
Right, that's just ease of use. Right. And we're aware of the land trust with 2, 3, 4 things, whatever's needed to clean up North Road, plus the green property.
Yep.
I know there was talk, and I think you mentioned that Rick was talking about maybe the group getting together for Cumberland. But I think I mentioned before, I have a lot of people that ask me, how come we can't put a business there? I'm sorry, that's nothing to do with the town, talk to the Realtor. If you can buy it, great. But the building, I think at this point, the building's, right off at this
Yeah.
point, but it is a footprint that was approved. So that part's good. Somebody said, why can't you put houses there? Okay, but you have a commercial on one side and commercial on the other side. It's housing on the other side, but it really kind of stand on its own on that side.
Does it have a activity use limitation on it?
Not from the state,
Not from the state?
no.
Is that what?
When they wrote off gosh, Don, that's gotta be, it's been 4 years now, they declared it clean.
Okay, because sometimes,
And I had heard that Bob's was declared clean too, which would be a tremendous relief to him, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So. Other than that, I know planning, I believe, is, they're gonna be having another meeting on the proposed use for the, I can't remember what they'll call it, the greenhouse, if you will, building, where they've been exploring, I think, septic plant issues, and use of the traffic issues. But speaking as one, where my wife and I go to Snap Fitness in the morning, anything that relieves that traffic, that Dunkin' Donut traffic in the morning, that line coming out on Allen Street, it's as bad as the North Road pickup line for Green Meadows. That, I will say, has gotten a little better, but that's like saying the boil got smaller. Anything from members?
Oh, we got,
Oh, yeah,
lots of names thing.
Brian, you want to keep working here?
I would like to keep working.
All right, let's keep them on. Anybody disagree? Brandon, so we have an opportunity to discuss renewing Brian's contract. We've really appreciated having him here the 2+ years. And Brian, you want to just quickly summarize? Paragraph 4, gee, we just told advisory, for crying out loud.
Well, everything's just, we can discuss everything.
Okay, so then, what would you summarize as the changes? I appreciate your table there. I mean, it shows that, yeah, there's a wide range.
When
And
everybody
you're right in there.
everybody else does work for you, you take credit for it.
Huh?
I didn't have to do this, this was all set for me.
Nice.
Yeah,
Where'd you get it from?
my colleague in Long Meadow,
Lynn?
who's a go-getter, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Probably should have put a credit here, but
Probably should have.
You said it in the email.
I
Okay.
did put it in the email,
Yeah,
yeah.
Thank you. All right, so paragraph 2, obviously, you want to stay on for 3 years. We're good with that. Thank you.
I'm not retiring yet.
All right, so paragraph 4, you talked about 3-3-3. We did just talk to advice about 2.5. Would you consider 2.5, 3-3?
Possibly.
Okay. Leave of
So
absence.
yes or no?
Well, it depends about what we talk about on the next page.
All right, so vacation, you currently get how much?
15.
And you want to bump it to 20?
It seems to be low but par for the course of my colleagues, yeah.
All right, so, and you're fine with 20 each year of the 3 years?
Yep.
Not a growth thing, just 20 right now, and then in 3 years, we talk again, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Sick day, no change. You want to have a buyback option like the chief, basically the other superintendent, if you will. in this. Okay, makes sense.
I got no objection to that.
All right.
No change in personal days.
Nope.
Okay.
Deep, 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 deep. Huh.
Well, isn't there something in there already about that?
Which is-
Paragraph 8?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, it says if it's budgeted for, then we could do it.
Well, you don't have there isn't a TA expense line separately? No, maybe we should have that instead. Although we barely touch our expenses, like,
And I want the red, I want Shelley's car too. Add that in.
But if you put it on,
the old red one, you bet.
if you put it on a credit card,
Yep.
doesn't it come out, where does that get paid out of?
I thought
Wherever we
had-
direct it to. So it could come out from whatever account we submit the invoices for.
All right,
So could we just put that to selectmen expenses?
well, we'll say no to 8, but you can have all the miles we built up on the credit card, how's that?
Perfect.
Must get something, what'd you get, a Capital One card?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but it's the same one as Bob got.
Actually, should look into that, we might get something, I mean, if you get, whatever. I'm fine with 8. 9, I'm fine with it, I just don't know how you write it up.
Okay.
That's a little different than the sports events or something like that.
Yeah, so the intent here is I'll give you this past fall. So my son plays high school sports and there were like 4 Monday games that I would have loved to go to, except, I have a job and a commitment here, so. He's gonna get the schedule in whenever it starts September, so I would know September, October, November, when those conflicts might be. So if I could be excused from a meeting, or we could reschedule a meeting, that would be awesome.
Okay.
It'll be for the first 2 years, because he's gonna be a junior next year.
Or alternative, you put both languages in there, excused and or rescheduled.
Yeah.
I would say only because you're talking Monday, I would say select board meetings only, town meeting would not be.
I would come to town meeting.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, that would be one, okay.
I would definitely come to town meeting.
Maybe, yeah, not to include town meetings.
You just gotta word it a little bit differently.
Yeah,
You don't get health insurance from the town, which is a big savings
I
for the
don't,
town.
that's helpful. The city of Agawam pays for it. And they can keep paying for it.
Good.
we're good with that.
We're good with that. Okay, 9J and 9M,
They both refer to,
the meetings.
yeah, they both refer to meetings, so one of those should probably go.
Okay.
Well, so you're saying you're gonna have a schedule, it's not like you're telling us the day before. I know the schedule for the season.
Right,
And I'm telling you, October 12th, November 3rd, these are home games I'd like to go to.
yeah.
And we could either change the meeting or just say, don't come.
Right. And we've been pretty flexible, like, okay, we'll make it Tuesday that week, something like that.
Yeah.
Are there Tuesday games too, or typically not back to back, right?
They don't play back to back.
Okay. All right,
Like
so
twice a week.
probably our first option would be like, especially if it's a busy time of year, move the day.
Yeah, and I mean, the schedule's released August, it says the start of school, it's probably August that we'll know the schedule
Okay,
for the playoffs.
all right, so if we're good with 8, 9, 5, and 5A and B, so you're okay with 2.5 for 27?
Sure.
How does the board feel about that?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
I think.
Are you good with 2% for 29?
No,
Okay, I thought I'd throw it out there.
I'll favor that.
2% if you give me a step.
Wait a minute.
All right, 2.5, 3, 3,
Okay,
All right,
all right? Write it up.
and yes, the 5A, B, C, D, whatever the things are, okay. Brian, I have to say, I think you were pretty reasonable here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think you've done a wonderful job. You
Right.
really,
I mean, we moved him up fast to make sure he was equivalent with
Yes.
his peers.
yeah,
Yep,
Yes.
and I think you
Great
understand
job.
that. And yes, as Don suggested, you can have Shelley's car if you want.
perfect. Painted.
Oh, you want the flames and
I want
everything?
it wrapped.
all
I
right.
think you want a working engine first, okay. All right, so there's that. We're down to member reports. So quickly, next week is again mostly a budget meeting week. School, COA, Mark, Fire.
Yep.
I thought there was something else, and Park and Rec. So,
Library can't come.
Right.
Or library asked for a different date.
right, so Brian put out the memorandum of understanding draft to both Parks and Library. I believe they both had opportunities at a recent meeting to discuss them. We've heard back from both, that they'd like to come into a meeting and have a conversation. Parks suggested next meeting, 23rd. So I guess I would, let's get them in and out and just, I don't anticipate, the first thing, because of a scheduling conflict, we told COA could be in first. I don't anticipate that being more than 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And if we could put Parks after that, and then just start probably the school, right, if they're gonna show up, could mean both.
Yep.
John and Doug come from a distance,
Yeah,
and then just work out Ed, Mark.
Yep. Lauren's on, she's listening.
What did she say? Did she actually message something?
No, I just see.
Nothing, and, okay, all right, sure. All right, great. Member reports.
Old Town House Committee is gonna meet on Wednesday of next week. We're scheduling it for Wednesday next week. Last week, we toured the old building, and we were joined by a real estate developer and two demolition experts.
Wow. From the Army?
And the facilities manager and the inspector, building commissioner. So quite a few of us were there, but it was a good, it's an old building with a lot of problems.
All right, so you're gonna have a scheduled opportunity for the public
Public,
to.
I think on Wednesday, we'll talk about scheduling some public input meetings. And maybe do a survey online. We have, one of our members, I think, is pretty good with the things on social media type things, so they'll.
Okay, good. Eric?
I don't have a huge report, but I'm gonna stem off of Brian's email, that I reported Ryan Paxton that said we were gonna get some air quality sensors. And saw Brian's email that those are in.
Yep.
Just have to determine where those, I believe we have 2 of them, and where those to be installed. I know Brian had a recommendation that the senior center, I think it was, in Green Meadows, was it?
Yeah, I was thinking where are most vulnerable populations.
Right.
Speaking of that, did we resolve, what was it, we wanted to buy a 4th AED for this building, was it, or?
They have been ordered.
Okay,
We'll have one in each section here. One in
only 3?
the gym, one in the library, one in
Correct.
the town hall part of the building.
What do the air sensors monitor?
I feel like it's Particulate matter is
I
the,
was
is
gonna
the,
say air quality, but that's not really gonna do too much for you. They're called purple, I think.
CO2, must be CO2, right? Must be ozone levels. Particulate matter, pollen, does it do pollen, does it do?
particulate matter are capable of being deployed to measure particulate matter 2.5 as well as provide an air quality index score. Visit Purple Air.
Well, air quality specifically focusing on particulate matter, which includes fine dust, smoke, and pollution particles, utilizing laser particle counters. These sensors detect particles in 6 ranges and basically tells you the size range.
So it's
Fine dust, smoke, and pollution particles.
particulate, okay, so it doesn't monitor like pesticide drift.
Doesn't seem like that, no.
This is that's a pretty,
So where is the other, sorry, the zone 1 AED is gonna be where? At the entrance or in the cafeteria?
the AED is already here, it's at the entrance.
All right, I'm just thinking, should there be one in the cafeteria where you have like potentially a large meeting? How much they go for? What was it, 2,000 each or something?
Yeah, it was somewhere in 2 to 4 is ringing a bell.
I don't know, it's tough to find more money, but, I mean, you put it where, you put it in the library, because that's where a population, you put it in the gym, because that's where they are.
Yeah, and
Cafeteria
those,
is where you could have 200 people all of a sudden, now we gotta run back out to the entrance and get it.
Can't you move it when we have a town meeting?
It's on the wall, isn't it?
good. And we're gonna have,
I mean,
it's on the wall, presumably we'll have one in each cruiser.
it's outside, but.
Yeah. This is interesting. So there's sensors all around us already.
Munson has a bunch, I believe.
They're
Yeah.
everywhere.
I think they purchased them on their own, from what they said.
24, what's that, on a chimney?
Is that a current number?
Yeah,
That red's not good, right?
no,
What's it like?
What is this?
That's the particulate matter number.
particulate matter.
So once we
Air
install our
quality index.
sensors, you'll be able to go online, and residents can go online and look in Hampden, they can see real-time data from these. So obviously, power, and that was the prerequisite, right? They needed power and Wi-Fi access in order to be able to set them up, which Great Meadows and the senior center both has.
Okay.
So you can go on your phone and get air quality index,
Yeah.
is this like that?
Yeah,
Yeah, but we'll actually have sensors at 2 locations in town that you'll be able to go online and see.
How much they cost?
He didn't say, they were part of a grant.
yeah, I think they were
So,
free to you.
yeah, free to
Free to
us.
us.
Free to us, yes, there's no cost besides a little bit of electricity.
It's interesting.
Right,
Other than that, everything.
good, Brian.
What do you have, Brian?
Notification of first round fair, FAIR, Hampden Mill Road over Scantic River.
As you know, we've been discussing this bridge for years. All right, I'm kidding, we have never discussed this bridge.
But they're gonna fix it.
Formerly known as the Municipal Rapid Repair and Replacement Program. A bridge in your community has been selected for the first round of this program. MassDOT will design, procure, and administer the construction of this work at no cost to you. It is not a bridge replacement program, it is a bridge repair program.
No cost to us.
No cost to you.
So this is like the Masked Singer, we didn't even know this bridge was competing.
Yeah, right.
I talked to Mark, this bridge isn't even, have a hint of a problem with it.
They're gonna repair it, that's nice.
But, yeah, but they won't, but Steve Tyler has been applying to the fair program on behalf of the Main Street Bridge, which really needs something.
Yeah.
But let me pick a different bridge for you.
Maybe
Go
we
along
can,
with the Rockadundy Bridge.
we can fix it and then move it.
Yeah.
We'll move it to Main Street.
Okay.
I give,
Anyways, that's good news. Right?
Yeah.
not in our lifetime, it's not, like,
Money's good money.
look at how long it's taken to do the other
They're
stuff.
doing it this year, they said.
Yeah. It's already done, actually.
Did it say,
Hang on, I got $1.
does it say to do it this year?
Yeah,
What's it say? Does the project to be done this year?
yeah, I thought so.
I'll bet you those cookies right there. Yeah, it's easy to, no, you're probably right. Since there's nothing wrong with it, it'll be easy to get done. I got a label.
They're gonna advertise
Yeah.
for construction this year,
Oh, advertise for construction, okay.
yeah.
So I did ask where we stood on the South Road Bridge with Mark, and they're going out to bid this year.
They're going out to bid this year, okay.
And that's actually has serious,
Yeah.
that one actually has work to be done.
Yeah, that needs to.
That'll actually be, we're advertising that now,
Right.
so that'll be going out
It might, that one.
by the end of
if
this.
it-
All right, what other correspondence you
It might
got?
get done, yeah.
These are all,
I mean, it'd sure be great if they got
All
done
right,
during
we
the
don't,
summer,
we don't
not
wanna hear,
school.
we don't wanna hear the old ones.
you want to hear the
I'm
old.
sure every bridge wants that
Okay,
done.
what's your report?
Fire Department Building Committee, they have a signed agreement with the OPM. They have a fee proposal from Sicaccio and Associates that they are going through, that they reviewed. And I am, reached out to Rose about, or whoever it's gonna be, to work on the contract that the select board will have to review and move forward with in terms of the design.
Fran, we talked before about the generator at the old town. We were gonna get a cost on moving it here. You know, if Herb's had any luck with that?
I don't know if he has. I've not heard that.
All right.
I've not seen anything.
Thinking about during a couple of events we've had, and knowing that the old generator here was for pretty much lights, no heat. I mean, it's inside the boiler room. It's not a huge unit. And now we got the other one just sitting there at the old town hall. And we know how easy it is to put them in. It's less than a year, tops. Right, Don? I'm gonna put you in charge of that project, Don, because you love generators.
I love
like a passion.
generators, I love dealing with incompetence.
If anybody knows his kilowatts, it's you.
Which reminds me about Rose, what are we gonna do about her?
I talked to Jesse over there, and he said, you're not the only town. We have East Long Meadow, we have several other communities, so we have a staff. We've had, probably, I don't know who you had back in the day. You might have been back in the Bruce Clarkin day, or Joe Jennings.
Joe Jennings.
Remember Joe? Yeah.
Joe Jennings.
Bow tie every time, then Bruce, and then we went
Joe
to
Jennings.
Doherty, Dave Martell.
And we had
For a long time.
We had Ed Cooley for the,
Really?
we had Ed Cooley for the school committee negotiations,
Way back when?
yeah.
Yeesh. But I mean, they have a staff, municipal people, so Rose has been here a while, but we had Mike Snyder before him. We had Mike Callen before he got appointed to the bench. Now he's Judge Callen.
Ted, so that's our town attorney, town council.
Doherty Wallace, Pillsbury Murphy. Yeah.
Rose is,
Yeah.
she's kind of stepping away from town.
Hey, people,
Should we,
people retire.
should we go out to bid, or who else is out there?
I don't know, I talked to a couple other towns and like, we get such a cheap rate compared to other communities. If you went to KP,
Oh, yeah, they're expensive.
oh. And some town did. I mean, their closest branch is Worcester, for crying out loud. You're not getting any personal service from them. They're just big. That's all. I mean, but they're billing at how much an hour? Probably get a paralegal for $4.50 and you get the actual lawyer for
7 or 8.
yeah, yep. I will say one thing, we've been very lucky, and I made this point before, Brian having a law degree has really helped. Because I don't want to say it eliminates the easy questions, but it's a nice gateway to going to stuff.
You signed it?
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't sign that.
And I'm not sure about it yet.
Two things we need to figure out, Holland contract, we're talking about that. Transfer station, regional dispatch,
Yeah.
so you figure that out. Main my existence, cable agreement with Charter.
They have any, I thought we see an email every week, they're dropping a channel, is there anything left?
No,
We lost the Spanish channels, but then we got it back.
Bueno.
Yes.
All right.
And then,
Eric and I reviewed the and Herb reviewed the camera proposals. And we're trying to feel our way through those, because what we put out for the scope of work was the older generation cameras, so we might be beneficial to go out with the newer generation cameras for the.
Are we talking for the meeting rooms, or are you talking for monitoring?
For the monitoring, for the building security here.
Yeah.
Might be worthwhile to spec those out instead. Because I think you said there's like, what, about 5 years? Like 5 years of support
Yeah,
left for
so
the older generation?
The lowest bid, the NVR, the version 5, is out of support at the end of the year. So
Oh, out of this year, okay.
Yeah, I think I think it was this year. The other one has no, it's new, and it's got much more storage capabilities, and like, I believe it was the Valley, they put really high-end cameras in, and there's like an outdoor camera, it's got like 24 megapixels, and the other ones, the cheaper quote was like 3 megapixel cameras throughout their proposal. Like, those are much cheaper, kind of, and I call it the budget-friendly. They gave us like the budget-friendly quote, where Valley gave us like the creme de la creme, but maybe if there's a few areas where maybe we can say, hey, we don't need a 24 megapixel or a 12 megapixel here, can we go maybe 3 in this area, but outside, where you might want to see some of these license plates,
All across the driveway.
things like that, you put the expensive one there, and they might, and those cameras, they're expensive cameras, so.
And now is there like an option, night vision also on stuff like that?
Usually, usually outdoor ones, and the ones, usually the newer modern cameras have them, and I believe they were in the proposal, that they have infrared built in. So, more to come on that, sorry about that.
And is there still a possibility, like Tony had said, that he would try and get cameras in his budget for here?
I've not heard
And I know he's still working
Right,
from home, but
the other,
back to the camera thing, and we talked before about the AV setup.
Yeah.
It is unfortunate that the Wasserman proposal is only one room and the server, if you will.
Yeah.
So should we go back out and look for,
We could go back to
that was, didn't you meet with a second group too?
No.
They never saw, okay.
We can go back and have a conversation about.
Maybe the quality of what they're
Different.
doing, it just seemed like,
Yeah.
I thought if that included the cafeteria and 3 meeting rooms, that was a decent price. I did not realize it was, because we discussed that with him when he was standing here.
Yeah.
He went and looked at all the rooms, so why wouldn't he quote the whole thing?
Right.
I'm sorry, Brian, you were right, it's 5 years, 2030. So we bought the version 5, basically the NVR, they go, that's only good for 5 years, and then it's completely out of support, no parts or availability.
Right.
Oh, wow.
That's not,
Probably want these to last
that's
long.
not great. I said a year, I'm sorry, I misspoke, it was 5. You were right, sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah, so we'll bear again on those, because he knows way more than I do about cameras.
and also the charter, internet.
Oh, I did ask for update on the charter network enhancements that were supposed to go online a year ago.
Yes.
I have not heard back from them.
What happened to the fiber build out in Wilbraham?
That's what he's kind of referring to, that big
That's
press
their
release.
enhancement?
They were supposed to, it was supposed to,
I thought it was fiber.
we were supposed to be,
Fiber to the node.
it's a hybrid multi, symmetrical multi-gigabyte, speed, upload, download speeds that we were promised essentially a year ago. And, Brian sent a nice email, I think it was just today, so I don't anticipate you'll hear back too soon, but, because has been a lot of residents saying, what's going on with the internet around town? And, there's an email out there to say, hey,
Right.
where are we?
The explanation then, the explanation then was, we've completed everything on the polls, now we're just waiting for back-end stuff.
Right.
Or we have to make back-end
That was a-
upgrades, or wherever that was.
That was a while ago.
It was a while ago.
Yes,
So,
so we're hoping they come back and say, next month.
yeah, but I'm assuming, if you have charter, you haven't seen any.
I'll send you the email. Looks
Some
good.
increase in speed. I'm sure they're not just gonna upgrade, they're probably gonna send a new billing structure.
Take a
Although my
little
bill didn't go
funky
up,
stuff in it, and they took
They're
that
not,
out.
it's not faster.
Oh, come on,
Yeah,
because I had here, I
So
had poached him from East Long Meadow, and so you can't say that. All right, so, I don't know if there's anything else. I did give you guys a copy of my draft of the select board report, so if you want to just come back with some suggestions. I've got the color pictures going on the other side. Okay, and there will be a DVD also in the town report. Okay.
Motion to
All our-
adjourn.
All our, no, it's all our meetings on one DVD.
One second. We had a memo from the cemetery commissioners.
So I'll entertain a motion.
Adjourn.
Second.
Oh, here, no, I found my copy. Yes, here it is.
So just ask, you know how they're up, they're extending the road in Old Cemetery.
Uh-huh.
They had a conversation with Mark about doing some work at the entrance, and they were just wanted the consent of the board.
Okay.
All right, fine, fix the road.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
I'm happy that our departments are working well together with proper communication,
All right,
which we'll discuss next week.
motion to adjourn.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you all.
So now,
Ruh-roh. Hang on.